everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Enter Your Sanity. This is going to be a new line of rants for me, which will be essentially the same thing, only under a different title. So basically I'm still doing this, it's just more gimmicky and professional, I guess, kinda. Fuck it. Alright, on to the main point. This first rant is going to be about vegetarians. Now I know what most of you are saying, well, what do you have against vegetarians? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's not that I have something against vegetarians. I don't, actually, at all, to be perfectly realistic. Not normal vegetarians, anyway. I mean, I'm friends with vegetarians. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. They respect the fact that I eat meat, and I respect the fact that they choose not to. It's not a big deal. The vegetarians I'm referring to are, for lack of a better phrase, vegetarian extremists. Now, that is just as retarded as it sounds. Bear with me here. Vegetarian extremists are basically vegetarians that go crazy about people eating meat. These are like the PETA members, for example, commonly. Vegetarian extremists will not be friends with you if you eat meat. They will not even talk to you. They will act as if you are some kind of murderer. In fact, that is what vegetarian extremists consider people who eat meat. They think they're murderers. They think that anybody who consumes meat is killing a living thing and is therefore a murderer. Now, yes, meat eaters certainly are guilty of killing things. But here's the thing. We as humans are omnivores. Our bodies are designed to take in pretty much anything we want as long as it's edible and not poisonous. You know, meats, vegetables, fruits, wheat, all sorts of stuff. You see these? They're called canines. You know, they're designed to eat meat. It's kind of our thing. That being said, you can't really get on our case for doing it. Just because you choose to eat vegetables and fruit, and only that, does not mean that we have to. In addition to that, why the fuck do they defend the animals that are being killed? 'Cause in the animal kingdom, they'll also defend things like wolves and foxes, you know, other things that tend to consume meat. That's kind of not fair to get on us for doing it when they do the same thing. I mean, humans are perfectly okay with eating meat, so why shouldn't we? See, as far as killing goes, I tend not to do it. You're looking at someone who can't step on an ant, so I kind of understand where the vegetarian extremists are coming from with this. But here's the thing. I don't think killing is wrong if it's for two particular reasons. One, if you're killing something that is a considerable threat to your own existence. By that I mean, if a lion is charging at you, and you have a gun in your hand, I think it's okay if you shoot the lion. Because let's be realistic, that lion is going to kill you if you don't do anything about it, and I think you have every right to kill it. Situations like that, I mean, maybe not as extreme, but you know what I mean. The second reason is if you're killing something for food. For example, deer hunting. I have an issue with people who hunt deer for sport. I don't think that's right. But if they're hunting deer with the reason of getting deer meat and eating it, as a lot of people do, then I think it's okay. I don't think there's an issue with killing other animals if you intend to eat the meat from that animal to, you know, feed yourself. I think that's perfectly reasonable. I mean, that's what the circle of life is. Did the vegetarian extremists, like, not watch The Lion King ever? Maybe. Because, I mean, in case you missed it, the circle of life starts with plants. Then the plants are eaten by herbivores, and the herbivores are eaten by the carnivores. And then when the carnivores die, they are decomposed by scavengers and microorganisms and turned back into dirt, and then grow more plants. That's how the circle of life works. That's how it's supposed to happen. Vegetarian extremists seem to have an issue with, like, say, mass slaughterhouses, and I can kind of get where that's going because those animals aren't in very good conditions. But before they were in the slaughterhouses, they were in perfectly normal farms, usually. And if that's the case, then they aren't going to be in those bad conditions for very much longer, are they? I mean, I understand. I mean, I'm an advocate against animal abuse. I mean, I understand wanting to protect things. I understand not wanting to kill things. But goddammit, that's how the world works. Things die so that other things may live. We kill animals to eat meat. Carnivores kill animals to eat meat. Humans are omnivores, therefore we're also carnivores and herbivores at the same time. So if we're killing an animal for food purposes, then I think that's perfectly okay. I mean, if you, in your personal life choice, don't want to eat meat and choose to just eat vegetables, then I think it's okay. But here's the one thing about vegetarian extremists that is not only insane, but it makes them all complete and total hypocrites. They demand, I mean, not even ask for, they outright demand to be respected as individuals for eating only vegetables and fruits. Fair enough. I understand that. You know, I mean, if you're doing that, I think you deserve respect. I have the utmost respect for anybody who can go throughout their lives not eating meat, because I know I couldn't do it. I love steak too much. But vegetarian extremists are not willing to give meat eaters the same respect that they demand. If you can't give out that respect to the other side of the coin, then you don't deserve the respect you demand. You can't not respect other people and then demand to be respected. That's blatant hypocrisy is what we're talking about here. I really cannot stand people who are blatantly hypocritical and, even worse, are too pig-headed to not even be aware of their hypocrisy. I don't know what's more annoying, actually. Hypocrites that don't know they're hypocrites, or hypocrites that know they're hypocrites but don't give a shit. I could go on about this forever. But the point is this. Vegetarian extremists don't deserve any kind of respect until they're willing to respect meat eaters for our personal life choice. That being said, I think they need to shut up, preferably now. Until they're willing to not be blatant hypocrites. But until then, and I don't think it's gonna happen, let's write them off as being irritating as hell and insane. Stay sane, everyone.